Welcome back to another episode of the Pretty Powerful Podcast, where I'm your host, your girl, Kendall T. Johnson, better known as Kendall the Master Stylist. Welcome back. I have an amazing guest for y'all today. She has been in the beauty industry for 25 plus years. She is a salon owner. She is a wife, and she is a guru when it comes to entrepreneurship. When you talk about multiple streams of income, this lady knows all about diversifying the income. So, Stephanie Turner, welcome to the Pretty Powerful Podcast. How are you today?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I am doing awesome and amazing. So thank you so much for joining us. I am super excited for what you have for our audience today. So first things first, right? You have been in the beauty industry now for exactly how many years?
28 years.
28 years. Wow. And you listen. Now, you know, you're a little bit older than I am, but to see you, move around in the salon and to actually see your skill set keep up with these little youngins out here, that's impressive. So how have you been able to stay relevant all this time? With social media now being so prevalent and, you've been in the game now 28 years. That's a long time to still be relevant.
Yes, it is. Well, first of all, I did a lot of training with a lot of people like Patrick Bradley, Paul Mitchell, several different people. And I really was before my time, to be honest with you. A lot of things that people are doing now, I've already done it.
Been doing it.
Yeah, I mean, different type of cuts, all kind of stuff. So I think what kept me relevant is because I believe in what I do. I believe in spiritual life, number one. That's always, your base is going to be spiritual. Because if you're spiritual, you can believe in yourself and you can go as far as you want to go in life. So that's what's been keeping me relevant. And then I've been fortunate enough to be around a lot of great hairstylists. And we all kind of share information and we just kind of vibe off of each other.
I love it. So you have a salon here in Dallas, Texas called Salon Xcellence, which is an open floor plan, right? A lot of stylists now are going into suites. Why did you decide to keep that concept, the open floor? Because you could have clearly put some walls up, put some hydraulic chairs in the rooms and, open your own suites. Why did you decide to keep the open floor concept? By the way, I love it. Why did you decide to go that route?
Well, I decided to go that route because I've never ever worked in a suite and we learn from each other. Just having the open floor and the space to be able to move around and enjoy one another. So we kind of like, as stylists, we all have our own creativity, but we can learn off of each other. Each one teach one. So I love the open concept because it helps you continue growing. When you was asking me about growing, that's another reason I probably always grow because I've never closed myself off. Because once you close yourself off, even in a suite, you're closing your life off, whether you know it or not. You are just sitting yourself behind closed doors. And when you are in an open setting, you opening your life up to be positive and to learn and just vibe off of each other. And it's a beautiful thing.
Now, in the salon, now that I'm a part of the team, by the way, most of the stylists in your salon are short hairstylists, right? How did you niche down to only doing short hair? Like, how did you end up, not getting caught up in the sew-ins and the weaves and the ponytails and the wigs? How did you kind of niche down to only short hair?
Well, I want to say I niched down to short hair because, for one, if you look at me now, I wear short hair. And I just think all women are beautiful when they open themselves up and wear short hair. So I like short hair. So that was one thing that I focused on in my training. And just thank God. I mean, the stylist in there does the same thing. So yeah,
I
short
love
hair.
it. And pixies is trending. I mean, I see you rocking a pixie. Pixies is really trending right now. I feel like, they really never went away, but in our culture, we didn't really use that term. We just used shortcut, right?
Right.
And so when you go back to the early 30s and 40s, you got Vidal Sassoon. You got your Patrick Bradleys that's been on this. We've been doing this.
Yes.
How do you feel like as the industry evolved now to this whole pixie term, how do you feel like you fit in being a seasoned stylist within that particular trend now?
Well, I fit in because I actually been doing short hair a long time. I've been doing a lot of razor cut, texture cuts, just nice, clean line cuts for women, short, sassy, and beautiful.
I love it. I love it. So basically, you've been doing this. You ain't new to this. You true to this.
I am.
And so with me working with you in the salon setting, I watch you. And just to see you moving around, even as the industry has evolved and how you're able to still keep up with trends. I asked you to curl my hair the other day. And I ain't gonna lie, I was blown away. I said, Miss Stephanie over there sleeping on herself, because I was blown away with how you styled my hair. And, I'm doing the waves, the curls, all the trending styles. But for you to come back and just blow me away, that just spoke volumes as to your talent, how talented you are. And so, I just love to see it. It's inspiring to me, but I absolutely love to see it. And for you to be, a seasoned stylist and still keep up with the trend, that speaks volumes as to your talent. So in the industry, would you say talent is really all you need, or do you merge talent with the business side? Like, what's the balance between the talented hairstylist and then the businesswoman? What's that balance?
Well, that's a good question, Kendall. I feel like you have to, well, I don't feel like, I know that you have to be a businesswoman. The talent is not enough right now. I mean, if you're a businesswoman, you will conduct your business accordingly. And don't get me wrong, we all are still growing in different business aspects because it's a lot of things. Thank God for you coming. You've helped me on the business side also. So I feel like your talent is great, but number one will be your business, because a business will teach you how to run your business accordingly, how to do things decent and in order, because we do have to do things decent in order, and just knowing how to operate a business overall.
Now, I want to get later into this segment. I want to get into some products that you use, and how, when it comes to molding the hair and the importance of products. I want to kind of piggyback off the business side. Now, you've had the honor and the privilege to have parents, right, that was in business.
Yes.
And when I say parents, that's plural, because in our community, I've never been able to say parents. And so that's a part of life that I feel like God really blessed you to have parents. And you grew up with a 2-parent household. Your dad was in business. Can you tell us a little bit about, growing up in a household where your dad was actually a pillar, in the community, and, how you got your business sense from your dad? Can you tell us just a little bit about your dad, what he did, his business, his store, and why he's still a pillar in that community, even after now he's gone on to be with God? How did he play a part in you being an entrepreneur?
He played a major part. Growing up, my dad always had a neighborhood grocery store, which is still, in existence. I used to just look at my dad and mom and just watch them and say, they don't go clock a 9 to 5 and they make money. So in my mind, I used to just sit up as a little girl, look out my bedroom window and said, I want to be just like them. I figured out, early in life, that somehow I was going to be good with my hands. And then my mom and dad came to me and they was like, do you want to go to college? I was like, no, I do not want to go to college. They said, so what are you going to do? I said, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but whatever it is, I'm going to be able to make unlimited money and I'm going to work for myself. So just manifesting that at a young age and watching how my dad deal with customers and just ran his business all these years, a very, very, very successful business. That's where I got it from. And to be honest with you, the name of the salon came from something he used to always say, Stephanie, do everything with a spirit of excellence. So that's where I got the name of the salon from.
Wow, wow. And, like I said, just to be able to say my dad, that hits so different for me because I've never been able to say, well, I watched my dad or my dad poured into me, and just to see, how you light up when you talk about your dad, that's legacy. And that is huge when it comes to the Black community. We're lacking that in the masses. We're lacking that. So just to be able to grow up and say, my dad said, or I watched my dad, like that hit on a totally, that hit on a whole different level. Like we can do a segment and you just talk about your dad. That would be so powerful. So I just wanted you to, kind of elaborate on, just watching your dad. And he has a grocery store and the grocery store is still open to this day. How is that? Because now you run it. Well, you don't per se run the grocery store, but you manage still having that grocery store there and it's still up and running to this day. How is that? How does that extra stream of income or what part do you play now in just allowing the legacy to continue on?
Well, when my dad did his will, he asked that his nephew, give him a chance, to keep the business going. And I went on and agreed with it because I really believe in whatever my dad said. I believe 100% in it.
Wow.
And just managing it, it's pretty cool. The neighborhood really does appreciate it. It's still one of those mom and pop stores where you just go in and buy your little items. Most people in that area is walking traffic. People don't even drive their cars. They just walk out the door, walk to the store, and keep it going. So
I love it.
Thank God we still in effect. I mean, it's in an area that's one of the prime areas in Dallas right now.
Wow, That's awesome. One thing I really admire about you is you're not loud, and when I look at women that I want to be in proximity with and that I can learn from and that I can glean from, I'm learning now money isn't loud. You're classy. I love how you carry yourself. You're a woman of substance. And I really, really, I admire that about you. You're not loud. Like, listen, Miss Stephanie, Miss Stephanie put that stuff on, but Miss Stephanie's not loud. And so even when it comes to how you run the salon, when people walk in, they don't know who the owner is. You got some salon owners, they always got to be the face of everything. They got to be, they got to be the loudest one in the room. But even when people walk in, they don't know who the salon owner is. And that speaks volumes as to how you carry yourself and how you run the salon. So let's go back to technique. Let's go back to talking about the products that we use in the salon. What do you use to make that hair pop? Like, what products would you say was the most important when it comes to pixies and short hair and waves and molds? What would you say was the main product when it comes to making that hair look the way it looked?
The foam.
The foam.
The foam. Yeah, the mold.
So because we have a lot of different foams out there on the market. And what used to be the major one is not anymore because you have alcohol in some of them may be watered down. So when it comes to pixies, everybody, I think that's my most asked question on my social media. What foam are you using? So what makes a foam a good foam? What would you say?
Texture, the texture of the foam, the shine, the ability for it to be movable. That's what make a foam a good foam.
Got it. So the texture of it, the consistency of the foam, because you got some products, it may have a good consistency, but it may dry hard. It may dry with flakes in it. It may leave some residue on the hair. And so that was really good. When it comes to choosing a foam, how do you know like what foam is the best foam? Like when you go to look at the consistency of it, what are you looking at as it pertains to what you choose?
Well, I'm looking at to make sure, first of all, it's not watered down. I'm smelling it to make sure it's not oversaturated with alcohol.
Got it.
Yeah.
And what does alcohol do for the hair?
It dries the hair out
And
make people's scalp very itchy.
Oh, so and you know what? We ran into that in the salon the other day.
Yeah.
How could you tell that's what was going on?
Well, because first of all, I love the shampoo. So I analyzed the scalp before I shampoo. And I shampooed her at least about 4 times. And I noticed when I was just, after I got the conditioner her and I was drying out on her side, I noticed she had some like dry flakes. So I started questioning and asking her, because most of the time when I shampoo, the hair is squeaky clean with nothing.
And it still wasn't.
No, it wasn't. So I knew then she had used some type of foam with a lot of alcohol in it. And once we talked, she named the foam that she used, and it does have a lot of alcohol in it.
Wow. So we living in a day and time, social media, we see a lot of video views of I just want to go back to the old stylist. Where is the old stylist at? I want my old school stylist back, because nowadays the new stylists, they're not shampooing hair. And so how important is it to shampoo? You say you shampooed the lady hair 4 times.
Yes.
How important is it to shampoo? Give a shampoo service, whether you're doing wigs, weaves, shortcuts, color. How important is that for your service as a hairstylist?
Very important, because the shampoo is the start, and that's really your base too. If you don't have a clean canvas to work with, nothing else is going to work out. So you have to have a clean canvas. So shampoo is very, very important.
And it's very important too, because I get a lot of questions as to, I just want my hair to be back healthy. How can I, what is it that I can buy? Is it any oil? Is it any grease? And what I always educate my clients on, the magic happens at the shampoo bowl.
Absolutely.
Most people don't know that the nutrients, the vitamins, the moisture, all of that happens at the shampoo bowl. So after you leave the shampoo bowl, the cuticle closes back down, right? The cuticle of the hair is closed. So I can put all the oil on your hair. You can go buy all these other brands to say, oh, put this oil on your scalp, put this oil on your hair. Nothing's penetrating the cuticle of the hair after the hair is dry. So what that tells me as a professional, at the bowl, what does the warm water do? It opens the cuticle slightly. So whatever I'm putting in at the shampoo bowl, that cuticle is slightly open. So the nutrients, the vitamins, the moisture, all of that is put back into the hair at the shampoo bowl. So what would you tell stylists? Look right there in that camera.
Okay.
What would you tell the stylists of today that chooses not to shampoo their clients? They tell their clients to show up at the salon. I already shampooed. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to start shampooing hair, because that's the only way you're going to get the total service. And if you think about it, if a person is paying you, they're paying you for a full service. And when we started, shampoo was very, very necessary. And it's still very necessary today in this day and time. So I would say go back to shampooing hair before you do anything else, so you can know what you are working with, a clean scalp.
Absolutely. Because what most people fail to realize too, we as hairstylists, licensed, with the emphasis on licensed, we had to take an anatomy class. We had to take a scalp class. We had to learn, the parts of the scalp, diseases, all of these things. See, they don't talk about the anatomy. They don't talk about the chemistry side of how, or what dermatologists study. We studied the same thing because we're dealing with skin, right? And so knowing that the importance of, the shampoo bowl and what to do and what not to do, before and after shampooing is so vital with the longevity of your business, which speaks volumes as to why you're still in business after 28 years.
Yes.
Right? And so when it comes to the upkeep, we got a few things over here. And I would love to say, you stand by these products as well. We have our flagship product, which is the Sleeping Cute head wrap. It is made from the highest qualities of silks. It preserves the moisture, which is huge in keeping your hair healthy. It preserves the shine, and it keeps that nice pixie in place while you sleep. What would you say your experience has been with using this product as well?
I love it. I love it. I travel with it. It is my to-go. Because for me, I like to keep my hair flat around the sides, so that's perfect. And me being a lady of a little age, it doesn't make my head sweat. So I say it's a number one.
I absolutely love it as well. The design of it, the texture of it, it's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. All right, we also have another product that we both stand by.
Absolutely.
The Kendall the Master Stylist Sculpting Foam, as y'all heard her say, is fast drying, non-flaking. It does not have any alcohol in it. It is paraffin free, right? Which means that buildup is not going to be on the hair. Now, you all heard her say that the foam is one of the most important products that we use behind the chair every single day, especially with our pixie cuts, our molds and molding that short hair down. What would you say your experience has been as well every day in the salon, just using this on your clients?
I love it. It gives a great shine. It keeps the hair soft. It's very movable when you're molding the hair. And I love it. I mean, right now, it's my number one.
Love it, love it, love it. So, after, we've pretty much talked about different aspects of the business, a little bit of your backstory and, what you learned from your father as being an entrepreneur. We all know we all going to get old one day. We all know we've made a lot of money in the beauty industry. A lot of money have went through your hands as well as my own, right? And so I know I don't want to be that stylist. And when I get ready to retire, I don't want to be broke down. I don't want to be in a place where I got to ask the government for money. I don't want to be, in a place where I can't enjoy the fruits of my labor. What would you say retirement looks like for Stephanie? What other streams of income have you created for yourself in your latter years?
Well, other streams of income. I own rental property.
Real estate.
Yes, real estate. Also,
Wow.
I have a trucking company, a hotshot trucking company.
Wow.
I'm working with Kendall also with TLC because I believe in the product.
Now, what is TLC?
Total Life Changes.
And what does that do for people like you and I?
Well, people, first of all, you can lose weight with the tea. It comes in and it detoxify you because we all know as hairstylists, a lot of us do eat bad and we need to be cleansed. We have the NRG that's excellent for your mental energy and mental clarity. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So do you take this on a day-to-day basis?
I take it every single day.
Now, if you don't mind, I just want to ask a question. And sometimes we've been taught we don't tell our age, but as I get older, I get excited about telling my age because it's a blessing to get older. Absolutely. So if you don't mind me asking, we take that NRG because, yes, we a little older now.
Yes.
And so if you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to share your age, you can just say, I'm seasoned, but if you will, and what the NRG does for women at your age as we continue to be in the salon every day for long hours, what would you say the NRG does?
Well, first of all, I'm a seasoned 59-year-old lady.
Now, okay? Clock it.
Okay. And for me, it gives me energy. It gives me mental clarity. And believe it or not, it helps me with like a happy feeling because, sometimes life be lifing, but we need something that's natural to take just to make you feel good about getting up every day, moving around, doing what you need to do through the day. So for me, I love it. I mean, so far, it's my number one product that I
Love it.
use.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's my number one. You know, when we're a woman that wear many hats, both of us, right?
Absolutely.
And so, although we're running multiple businesses, we have a salon there. Not a salon, a boutique in the salon. And so y'all stay tuned because we're about to merge. We're about to become business partners. Of course, I had a boutique in the Orlando area inside my salon that did very well. However, when I moved, it's been on hold. So I'm excited to merge that in with you. You know, collaboration over competition.
Yes.
It's enough for all of us to be successful. And so we have the boutique there in the salon. Can you tell the ladies a little bit about what type of apparel we'll be having, or what you had versus what I had, and then we're gonna merge those two together?
Well, we both like to dress really nice. So her motto, if it's not young, fun, and sexy, we're not doing it. So that kind of give you an idea of all the clothes that we'll be having there to fit every age group. We're not just targeting one type of person. We want everyone to come and shop with us and enjoy your apparel. So looking forward very, very, very soon.
I love
it's
it.
coming.
Y'all hear it? If it's not young, fun, and sexy, we ain't doing it. So no matter your age, no matter how old you are, you can still look nice and young, you can look fun, and you can look sexy with class. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Stephanie, for joining me on the Pretty Powerful Podcast, where we are merging the beauty industry with a little bit of personal, spiritual awareness. We merge them two together. Listen, you become unstoppable. So thank you again for stopping by. We are excited to see what the future holds.
Thank you for having me, Kendall.
All right, so before we leave, how can we get in contact with you?
Well, on my Instagram, it is Diva, D-I-V-A, Step, S-T-E-P. Facebook is Stephanie Turner, S-T-E-P-H-N-I-E-T-U-R-N-E-R.
And what is the address for the salon?
It's 214 South Main, Suite 104, Salon Xcellence.
And that is in?
Duncanville, Texas.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see y'all next time.